But he will say things like, women expect a man to marry them but don't do what they need around the house. Or he will say things like, you expect me to marry you like this? Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Tea with JoJo. My boyfriend told me that I am not a real woman because I don't wake up to serve my man. We've been together for 3 years and we've lived together for 1 year. Prior to moving in together, we discussed about marriage, cleaning, cooking, the bills, everything. It seemed like we're on the same page, but now everything has changed. We were going through a rough patch about 5 months ago. There have been lots of fightings and problems. I took a big look at myself and identified the problems I was bringing and attacked them head on. I have done a ton of work on myself and changed almost every aspect of who I was to have a better relationship with this man. I noticed most of the problems and the fight stopped when I just kept my mouth quiet about everything. I didn't talk back. I kept a smile on 24/7 because he needed peace. We have had 2 fights in the past month. A couple of Sundays ago, he woke up in a crappy mood with me. Despite him being short and rude to me, he said nothing was bothering him. We went to his parents as we do every single weekend, and his attitude continued. I tried very hard to be kind and loving, but he kept acting poorly. We had plans to go for a couple errands together, but since he was grumpy, he told me, go do whatever you need. So I did. I left by myself, I did what I needed to do, and I stopped at home to just relax and be by myself for a while. He sent a text message an hour later calling me a cheater, saying I left him and his teenage son stranded at his parents, even though he spent every Saturday and Sunday at their house. He calls me awful names and told me not to bother coming back to pick him up, so I didn't. And that was wrong apparently. Yesterday I decided I didn't want to go to his parents as I always do. I wanted to stay home and visit my mom. An hour after he left, he sent me a crappy message saying that I sure do love to be by myself on Sundays and I might be hiding something. This led to another fight. In my opinion, he started both of these fights, but he disagrees. Last night he told me he couldn't stand me, that I am crazy. I don't cook, I don't clean. I work a full-time job just like he does. I have a teenage daughter as well from a previous marriage, and he gets home by 4 p.m. while I get home by 7:30. Mondays and Fridays I work from home and I always prepare dinner on those days. I also pack his lunch and breakfast for the next day throughout the entire week. I do all the cleaning I can do. He does none other than clean his and his 15 years old son dishes. I have been buying most of the groceries. Our house is not always spotless because we have a busy week. But anytime the house is cleaned, that the floors are mopped, vacuumed, the bathrooms are cleaned, etc., it is done by me and I make my daughter help as well. Never him and his son. He pays half the rent and electricity, I pay half the rent and every other bill, which definitely equals more than half of the bills. We make the same amount of money. I also have more personal bills that I have to pay on my own. Well, he texted me this morning and told me I am ungrateful because he fixed my tire for me a few times and he does a lot more for me. He said I am not a real woman and that he needs a woman who will wake up to serve her man, cook and clean. I am so disgusted. I feel used and I'm taken advantage of, and most of all, I feel unappreciated. I have brought up marriage a couple times over the last few months, and it's around the time we agreed we will start to think about it. But he will say things like, women expect a man to marry them but don't do what they need around the house. Or he will say things like, you expect me to marry you like this? I look I am looking for advice. Is there anything I can say to make him realize how he's acting? that he is being unfair and he needs to appreciate me. Why would you bring out the topic of marriage when you are in such a situation? No, no, no. You need to talk things out first. You need to trash out what's happening right now before you talk about marriage. If a man wants a traditional wife, he himself has to be a traditional man. It's simple. If you want a wife that would cook, clean, take care of the home, a stay at home wife, then you should be able to provide 247 everything that is needed at home. It's simple. You cannot have a traditional wife and then expect her to provide more than half of the bills. It's not possible now. I mean, she's working, so her time is being taken as well. So it's either you split it 50-50, make it balanced, and things will work out. There's so many couples out there that are able to balance their work life and their home life. I come home before you, I help prepare dinner. Before you come back, you get, and vice versa. There are bills to pay, we split the bills, and I'm able to cover some, you're able to cover some. Everybody is happy. So, guys, don't forget to leave your opinions in the comment section. Is she a real woman? Is the man a traditional man for asking for a traditional wife? No, he needs to be a traditional man as well. Don't forget to leave those opinions in the comment section. Like and share this video.